Have you been searching YouTube or Google for a downloadable EQ profile to make your Deity S-Mic 2 sound more like a Sennheiser 416? Well, you found it. I'm going to share with you some EQ settings that will help you come a little bit closer to that 416 sound for your S-Mic 2. It's 100% nerdy stuff, and it's coming right up. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society's Wicked Quick Presets, Volume 1. I'm Louis Skolnick. I'm going to be switching back and forth from the 416, which is right here, to the S-Mic 2, which is right here, left them both in shot, during this video. I have applied no post-processing unless I indicate that I've activated my special EQ settings on the screen. I recommend that you wear headphones during this video so you can maybe hear the differences between the mics that you might not otherwise be able to detect. As you may know, the Sennheiser MKH416 shotgun mic isn't cheap. It's about $1,000, and it can be out of reach for many of us recordists. So maybe you spent some time trying to find the next best thing. If that's you, then you've surely come across the Deity S-Mic 2. It looks almost identical to the 416, but does it sound like it? Well, no. There are some differences that you have no doubt picked up on by now, if you've been listening to me switch back and forth between these guys. Some may not hear any difference at all, and if that's you, then you're not going to personally benefit from some EQ curves, but your listeners might. So, it's impossible to achieve the exact same sound with two different mics, no matter how much careful EQ you can apply. There are so many differences, both physically and electronically, that will make that feat impossible. There are subtle harmonic distortions and compressions happening in one mic and not the other, plus some other shiznit. But you can get pretty close. For the last couple of years, I tried my hand multiple times at matching the EQ curves of my S-Mic 2 with that of the 416, and I've come pretty close. But then I picked up the FabFilter Pro Q3 and tried its EQ match feature. And let me tell you, it did a pretty good job. Better than my own hand. So here's how I did it. Since the S-Mic 2 and the 416 are shotgun mics intended primarily for spoken word, that's what I did. I set both mics up, spaced perfectly apart, both pointed directly at my mouth. I then spoke all kinds of words and sounds from various distances, on-axis, off-axis. I did extreme close-up talking and also talking from 4 feet away. I said sibilant stuff and deep voice stuff and made all kinds of sounds and noises. None of them were butt noises. For the recording, I went directly into the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X without a unison preamp in the slot, just straight and dry. I recorded it at 48 kHz in Studio One Pro 6. I then took both tracks and taught the Pro Q3 the 416 curves, and then taught it the S-Mic 2 curves using the EQ match feature. Then I applied those curves to the S-Mic 2 recording, and voila! I played around with the intensity, but I ended up choosing the exact amount of curves to be applied as the plugin suggested. Then, I copied the settings down and exported the FFP files so I could share it with you. So, here's the sound of the S-Mic 2 with the EQ curve turned on. I'll toggle back and forth between the 416 and the S-Mic 2 so you can hear how close it got. This technique is used in film sound post-production all the time to attempt to match the lav mic with, let's say, the boom mic for when they need to toggle between two mic tracks, or if new takes are filmed on different days and they inadvertently used a different mic. Here's the 416 straight and raw. What you're hearing right now is the 416 pure and straight. I'm about, I'd say about 9 inches away from it. And this is the sound of the 416. And now here's the sound of the Deity S-Mic 2 with the EQ preset applied. So this is what it sounds like. Did it get close? I think it got pretty close as you're gonna get, I think, with EQ anyway. Let me know what you think. Do they sound more similar now? I think it's closer than not. If you own FabFilter's Pro Q3, I've taken the liberty of uploading the exact EQ match preset that I created, or rather that the AI inside the EQ created, and you can download it by clicking on the link in the description below. It's pay what you want. You can even pay nothing. So it's free if you can't afford it. And if you can't afford it, I'd appreciate a couple bucks. I also copied the same settings that the AI in Pro Q3 outputted, and then I entered that into Slate's Infinity EQ by hand. That sounded pretty bang on too. So I created a preset for that as well, and you can find that as a downloadable file as well, which you can find also in the description below. If you don't have Pro Q3 or Infinity EQ, but you do have at least a 6-band parametric EQ, here are the EQ settings that the Pro Q3 came up with, translated for any EQ. I'll put them on the screen right now, so you can pause it and take note. But I also included this same screenshot as a downloadable photo, which you can find at that same link in the description below. These EQ curves can be applied to basically any parametric EQ, depending on its features. Some don't come with slope control, or maybe some have other limitations, but you can still get insanely close without those controls. I know that Boost Junkie, he's shared his own version of this one on one of his videos where he compares the 416 to the S-Mic 2, and his was pretty close too. If you want to see that video, it's right here. Now, I want to quickly say that this is not an exact science. I used my own voice to get this profile. I'm not sure how well it will apply to other voices. I'm alone down here in my bunker, and the only other voices I can try it on are the voices in my head. What? Also, there are some audio purists out there that will take issue with anyone trying to get a cheaper mic to sound like a more expensive mic. They'll call it amateur hour, and also say that if you want the 416 sound, then you should just go buy a 416. They might say that the S-Mic 2 sounds like an S-Mic 2 and it should be left that way. But I'm here to tell you that there's nothing wrong with experimenting and having fun and trying to achieve that 416 sound without spending all of that money. So this video is for all you 416 sound seekers out there who just want that movie sound without spending $1,000 to get it. It's for all you fellow nerds. What's that? Huh. Thank you. You're right about that. Yeah. So if you do have the Pro Q3 or Infinity EQ plugin and you just want a quick way to just download my precise preset for the S-Mic 2, then click on the link below and download the preset. If you don't have the Pro Q3 but still want that sound, then you can manually enter all the settings and achieve almost the same profile. And that's it. So, fellow nerds, I leave you with this. We may have been subjected to the yoke of nerd oppression before, but we're not going to be subjected to it again. Bye now. In transmission. I expect that you've ended it by now. Yes. It is ever thus. Goodbye.